All right, guys, the Herta is finally here, and I will say I am satisfied with this character. She feels really, really good, really fun to play with, and she is a very powerful character. Now, I did do some summons, and I ended up getting this character. If I come back over here to my roster, I did get my hands on Herta. As you can see, I got her. I was lucky, very lucky. Won my 50-50. I'm going to show you guys the clip, but I was excited, man. I was excited. I won that 50-50 and I got her. I wish I could include the audio, but for some odd reason, my mic wasn't on, which was fucking stupid. Dumb me. But I wanted to really talk about this character with y'all, and I do recommend you guys to summon for her because you guys already know HSR has a power creep issue. And when I take a look at every unit they released so far, one thing I noticed is that emanators, they're like, I wouldn't say, actually, yeah, I would say this. They are power creep proof. You know, some people might disagree with me, but me personally, I think they're power creep proof because you have units like Acheron, who's still very powerful and she's an emanator. I think we only have I think Acheron is the only Acheron in the herd. They're the only two playable emanators so far. Is Ruin May? Is she an emanator? I don't think so. As of to right now, I can confirm that the Herta and uh Acheron, they're both emanators. And hey, the Herta is by far the strongest erudition character in the game, which makes her very, very valuable. So come back over here. Let's go to her gameplay, right? Let's come to her tutorial. And dude, her gameplay, it's satisfying, man. It's so fucking fun. It's not even funny. So you guys can see they give us like a quick overview. It says when allies attack, applies stackable marks on target. These marks are called interpretation stacks. The more stacks are marked on the target, the more enhanced skill damage. Can mark the location of treasures on the map. So what's really good about this character is the more stacks you have on enemies, the more damage she can deal with her enhanced skill. Let me go ahead and activate this and this. So let's read her kit. So when it comes to her basic attack, nothing really serious. Basic attack is whatever. Some characters, they do have a crazy basic attack, but for Herta, doesn't really matter. For her skill, Big Brain Energy, deals damage to one designated enemy, deals damage to the targets hit by this instance of skill and their respective adjacent targets repeating 2 times. So remember, guys, her skill has an enhanced version. So her skill is actually very important. Her ultimate rearranges the numbers of interpretation stacks on all enemies, prioritizing the transfer of the higher numbers of interpretation stacks to elite level targets and above. Then deals ice damage to all enemies. After use, enhances skill and immediately takes action. So it's like once you activate her ultimate, that's when everything changes with Herta. Like she becomes a monster when you use her ultimate because not only are you enhancing her skill, she pretty much receives another turn because she'll be able to use her enhanced skill after she uses her ultimate immediately, which is really good. Now, another thing I find really interesting is that when it comes to the interpretation stacks, uh, she prioritizes elite level enemies and above. So what that means is when we come back over here, so when we enter battle, you guys can see that every other enemy, like the lower level enemies, they have one interpretation stack. Meanwhile, for an elite level enemy, he has 26 interpretation stacks. So she essentially prioritizes elite level enemies and above, and she's pretty much going to deal more damage against those enemies. That's what I get so far. Like I said, I'm not a guide maker, so don't take everything I say as gospel, but based off what I'm seeing so far, I think that is the case. So that's pretty much how she works. So let's go back to her ability details. We come down to hand him over her talent. It says enhanced skill increases the damage dealt based on the target's stacks. And then for technique vibe checker, after using technique, this can mark several basic treasures locations. Increases the Herta's attack at the start of the next battle. After entering battle, by using technique in simulated universe or divergent universe, deals massive true damage to all enemies at the start of each wave. So she does have true damage in her kit with this technique. So Using her with characters like Remembrance MC is going to be very good because of that true damage. So I will say her technique is pretty good. Pretty good. The fact that it says massive true damage, she's probably going to deal insane damage in a simulated universe and divergent universe, which is good. So overall, she's a pretty simple character. It's like the way you want to use her is you want to use her with characters who can pretty much increase her energy. Like you want to use her with characters that can speed up her turn, like give her multiple turns, like let's say Sunday, for example, because you want her to get that ultimate so that you'll be able to get that enhanced skill. So let's go ahead and do some quick gameplay real quick. I wish I could put this in auto mode, but it's fine, whatever. So after we did that skill right there, you guys are going to see that we pretty much built more interpretation stacks. Now I'm pretty sure the max cap for interpretation stacks is 42. So once it reaches 42, you can't go above that. I don't think there's any eidolons. I don't think her eidolons can increase max cap. I think it's 42 and that's pretty much it. So you're pretty much going to deal like, I wouldn't say max damage, but that's like 42 stacks is the max cap for her interpretation stacks. And using her with characters like 4-star Herta can be pretty good because 4-star Herta, she's gonna help build up those interpretation stacks a lot faster. Plus, there's like this relic set where if you have, let's say, 2 erudition characters, 2 harmony characters or whatever, you'll be able to receive a 12% crit rate bonus, which is pretty solid. So that's the reason why 4-star Herta is actually pretty good with the Herta because of that one relic. I'm going to show you guys the relic after I'm done with this little tutorial. Just want to show you guys how she works. Let's go ahead and pop this ultimate. And you guys can see that, every elite enemy, they're always going to receive the most interpretation stacks. Meanwhile, for lower level enemies, their interpretation stacks are going to be pretty low. All right. Let's cut the yapping and let's just lock in here. Okay, so now we have the enhanced skill. So, nice. 200k damage, insane. So now, okay, when you use her ultimate, you guys can see that she's going to transfer the interpretation stacks to another enemy. So that's one thing I also find unique about her is the fact that her ultimate pretty much rotates the most interpretation stacks to another enemy. So you guys can see that for this enemy right here, he had the most interpretation stacks, but now this enemy right here has the most. So it's pretty much rotating when she uses her ultimate. Okay, nice. 21. Oh, let's use this. Nice. Let's pop this ultimate. Go. And we can go ahead and use this ultimate. Hopefully we can actually get 42 stacks here. Okay, now we have 42 right there. There we go. So you guys can see when she used her ultimate again, it transferred to another enemy. So every time you use that ult, it will go, the interpretation stacks, the max interpretation stacks will go to another enemy. We can't use this, what the fuck? Oh, insufficient skill points. I get it. All right. Pop this. All right. That, all right, this should kill, right? Wow, 300,000 damage. Insane. So you guys can clearly see why I say she is the strongest erudition character in the game. Now, the build I'm currently using on my Herta, I'm using the... Wait, what is it called again? It's called the Scholar Lost in Erudition. It's pretty much going to give her a crit rate boost. And it says increases damage dealt by skill and ultimate by 20%. After using ultimate, it additionally increases the damage dealt by the next skill by 25%. So, it's pretty obvious that the most important part about her kit is the skill. Like, this is very important because this is where she's going to deal the most damage. The skill, big brain energy. So Yeah, it's pretty obvious that that's like the main focus of her kit. It's the ultimate, then her skill, and I'll say her talent. Like her talent is always going to be important. Talents are always important, but the skill and the ultimate, very, very good. Basic, nothing really important about that. Now for her light cone, I am using Night on the Milky Way because it says for every enemy on the field, it increases the wearer's attack by 9%, up to 5 stacks, so pretty much getting a lot of attack. And it says when an enemy is inflicted with weakness break, the damage dealt by the wearer increases by 30% for 1 turn. So, it's not bad. More damage increase and more attack, I'll take it. It's not a bad 5-star weapon for her. And yeah, that's pretty much it. When we look at this right here. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about the set that pretty much increases crit rate based off of, if you're using two of the same path characters. So this set right here, it says, if I can actually find it, where's it at? There it is. So the reason why this set is really good for Herta is because it says when entering battle, if at least one teammate follows the same path as the wearer, then the wearer's crit rate increases by 12%. So you're pretty much getting a 12% attack increase for the Herta, and you're also getting a 12% crit rate increase. The only way you can get this crit rate increase is if you have another character who is Erudition. So that's the main reason why, you see people using a 4-star Herta, and you see people using Jade as well, because they're Erudition characters. So that's the reason why that set is good. But overall, this character is pretty fun. Really, really fun. Recommend you guys to definitely summon for her. If you want to avoid the power creep, I feel like Herta is going to be very valuable for a very long time because she is an Emanator and she is by far the best Erudition character in the game, the strongest so far. So I will make a video talking about the story because a lot of people are worried about how good the storytelling is for the new planet. The same applies to me. I'm also worried because you look at Pinnacone storytelling was dog shit. Hopefully for this new planet is actually pretty good. I'll say the story for HSR is nice. It's really good, but it's just the storytelling. The storytelling is just so bad. It just doesn't, how can I say this? The story is so bad to the point where everybody's just no longer motivated to continue the story because of the storytelling. So hopefully, in Furious, whatever this new planet is called, hopefully we don't have to go through the same bullshit we went through in Pinnacone. It's a lot better. And when I do play through the story, I will make a video talking about my honest thoughts and how I feel about 3.0 story, the storytelling for the new planet. And I'm also excited for Remembrance MC. Remembrance MC looks really, really good. Can't wait to try him out with my Herta. And we also have the skin for March. If we come back over here, you guys can see we have the new skin. I'm gonna be honest, the skin doesn't look too different, right? We come over here, you guys can see it's not a huge difference. Like there's nothing really crazy about this skin. It looks good, but it's still nothing crazy. Plus, who the fuck is gonna use this character? Nobody. I hate when Hoyoverse does that. Like they give characters, like they give skins to characters that people barely use. Like, come on, bro. At least give my boy, where's he at? At least give Genuine a skin or Dr. Ratio. Locha, I'm not gonna lie, I have used Locha in a minute, but give Fu Xuan somebody who give a character, like give a skin to a character that most people play with, not a character that nobody plays with. I mean, I'm pretty sure some people play with March 7th, but come on, bro. Nobody uses this character. But I'm gonna end the video at that. Cut the yapping. I recommend you guys to check out my most recent video of me talking about Mavuika being Mary Sue in Genshin Impact. It's a pretty interesting video. But if you're new here, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't. I really appreciate it. We catch you guys on the next one. Peace.